Hello and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, where today we're going to be doing yet another post-game monster. And I think today we're going to be doing the other one that I've done before off camera because I needed to in order to make this armor set, and that's a Cantor. Because that way we'll be able to see all the check marks I've got are all the things I've done on camera, and we won't have to worry about that anymore. And by we, I mean me, really. Now let's just eat for Defender High. Unlike the Savage Joe, which I did in a group entirely, a Cantor I actually did solo first, simply because I knew I could. But then I did it in a group, I think twice more after that, because he was being stingy with the stuff I needed to actually make this waste. But whatever. Now we're going to do him solo again. I mean, with this gear set, there's nothing we can't take on solo as long as I play well enough. Because we've got a really good weapon, and we've got earplugs. I mean, yeah, the Sharp 2, Challenger 2, and Weak X. That'll help us do enough damage to anything, as long as I'm playing well enough. So it's really just a matter of whether I can avoid getting murdered by things before I manage to wear them down. Yes, hello to you too, buddy. Long time no see. And we've got these Easy Sonics ready just in case. Because if you get the opening to use a Sonic Bomb on an Cantor, he falls down for a good long while. And it's really useful. It's the kind of window you don't want to miss if you can avoid it. Though, as with so many monsters, it only works when he is not raging. So we're going to have to pay close attention to our fist and his glowiness. And there's our Valor mode. So if he wanted to try doing his thing now, that would be amazing, but he doesn't look like he wants to. Not just yet. Though, following this dig, he might if we're lucky. Depends where he's going, though. Okay, we're not lucky. And let's go ahead and unhinge our spirit. This guy sure is toothy. It would actually be kind of neat seeing this guy come back in World. Oh, he pinned my cat. This is another one of the most damaging pins in the game, so make sure you always have dung for it. And now he's mad. But he's also on the floor, so his anger doesn't really matter too much at this very moment. Let's go ahead and not get pinned. That scoop is particularly nasty when he's enraged because it does large defense down and pins you. So it's just a great way to get yourself dead. Thanks, cat. Nice of you to fix my mistakes like that. Ooh, this attack. I never know exactly where that one's gonna go, like when he rears up like that for it, because he just does it so infrequently, and I'm usually close enough to him that I don't really have to worry too much. But when I'm at a distance, I never know precisely where it's gonna go, and that always worries me a little. So, some fun facts about a Cantor. Well, just one, really. He's a flying wyvern. Even though I'm pretty sure he actually is the one monster who least deserves that classification of all the ones that are flying wyverns. At least Dukanlos tries to fake it by jumping a lot, but a Cantor never jumps. He never does anything that could even be remotely construed as flying. Even Bloses will flap once or twice when they get out of a pit trap. But a Cantor? Nah, nothing. He doesn't leave the ground for any reason at any time. And yet he's still a flying wyvern because, well, that's what he evolved from. And he's still got those little membranes, vestigial membranes on the insides of his elbows to prove that his species, or at least a species his evolved from, once had wings. But when that's all that's left, they really could stand to reclassify this guy as a fanged wyvern. Like, fanged wyverns exist. There's no reason he has to be a flying wyvern. They've reclassified other things before, like Remobras. They used to be flying wyverns, but now they're snake wyverns. So why can't they reclassify a Cantor, huh? Did they just think that Zinogre had to stay special? Because as of the release of this game in Japan, Zinogre and other Zinogres were still the only fanged wyverns. And then Monster Hunter World came around and was like, hey, you know what? Zinogre, you're not that special. Great Jagras is a fanged wyvern. And so are a handful of other things. Oh, he's crushing my cat. Dang it. Why'd the tail have to dance around my blade like that? Ooh, please, go into a corner and do your wind tunnel. I want to use a Sonic. No, you're not moving? Lame. Then we'll just sharpen. Because while he's popping out of the ground is a relatively safe time to do it. Another reason to use Sonics when you can is it also makes them drop a Sparkly. And Sparklies can be nice things. Like, my first Sparkly when I soloed it the first time was actually a Conquest Orb, which is his rarest thing. And he is still not going to be doing it. So we'll just work the tail some more. Yeah, I feel like a Cantor wouldn't be too hard for them to put into World, though they would need an environment for him. He's too big for any of the areas that exist. Unless they were to put him... I guess they could put him in Kulv Taroth's, like, third area. Yeah, he'd fit there. And it's got the lava that he needs to be a Cantor, I guess. Even though he doesn't have any direct interactions with lava. Yeah, that would totally work. And I imagine he'd be a little easier to implement than, say, Leviathan's would, simply because his skeleton isn't really that far off from the Jagras one. But then again, it's actually closer to a Tigrex skeleton, so the fact that we don't have Tigrex yet probably is telling on that front. Still, I wouldn't mind seeing a Cantor come back in World. Even if it would be yet another fire monster when literally the only monster they've added to the game since launch that was not a fire monster was Devil Joe. everyone else uses fire to some degree or other. And a third of the roster at game launch used fire to some degree or other. So it's definitely an overrepresented element by far, but still, Macantor's cool enough. I'd be willing to let another fire monster in if it was him. Ow. Okay. Come on out, buddy. Something interesting about a Cantor that I think they actually added in Generations, because I don't recall it having happened before. If he pops up under you, he'll actually inflict you with defense down. So don't be where he pops out of the ground, because it'll be bad for your continued health and well-being. Ow. We need a cool drink and also health. And also to not be stunned. Let's do a little bit of health first. This way we at least have a chance of surviving an attack. Thanks for the cheer horn when I've already got Unhinged Spirit activated, cat. You literally just threw it away. Other cat isn't even around to take advantage of it. Seriously, the cat just used some of its meter to give itself less meter back. And that was the only effect of that cheer horn. Ow. Ow. That reached significantly farther than I expected. Please give me a chance to Sonic you. Ooh, he is, but he's going that way, which means I don't know that we're going to be able to get close enough in time for the Sonic to work, especially not when I accidentally let go of the control stick like that. Yep, no Sonic for us. Unless he decides to do that move again right away, which sometimes he does. Well, he's burrowing again, which means he might decide to go to another spot and do it. Ooh, he is. All right, so we get to Sonic him this time. And there we go. You just throw the Sonic while he's still inhaling, or rather if it explodes near him while he's still inhaling. Then he falls down for a good long while and drops a Sparkly. I don't understand what about it causes him to fall over, but I guess he's used to being the loudest thing around and is just so shocked that something can make such a noise when he's trying to make a noise. Because, I mean, he clearly falls down and just looks so defeated. I'm going to keep holding this. I shouldn't have kept holding that. So yeah, there's that defense down I was talking about. I need to roll this Fire Blight off. And the cat just made it so that I no longer feel pressured to use that max potion. Though I do need to use my Adamant Seed sooner rather than later. Because defense down large actually cuts your defense in half. And having half your defense against a G-rank Cantor is generally a recipe for death. He's enraged right now, so this Sonic will be of no use to us for the moment. But I feel like having it just to have it ready. Oh, now I need health. And we actually need to try and get another ride, because the back is the sub-quest. And it's not exactly easy to get knockdowns on a Cantor that let us get to his back. Whereas if we ride him again, then that's pretty much a guaranteed back break. Though we need him to stop overshooting the dang ledges. Darn tail. Whoop. And he is out of rage. And he's doing the scoop and sweep. And I timed my jump wrong, so we hit nothing. Had I timed it differently, we could have tagged him on the jaw. I sure do have a camera full of a Cantor there. Blue sharp. It's not great, but I think I'm just gonna live with it for a little while here. Yeah, not close enough. Though he does take some steps in this direction when he does that. Really? Which means we can get him on the way back. Okay, he wasn't going far. Occasionally he'll burrow and then pop back up immediately. That happens if you enraged him while he was burrowing, most often. Though sometimes, pretty much if he burrows to one of the corners and is facing the center, he will 100%, well, not 100% because of reasons I'm about to explain, but he will do his wind tunnel attack if he burrows to one of the four corners of the arena and is facing the direction he burrowed from at the end of it. Unless he enraged while burrowing, in which case he'll just yell at you a little bit. Wait, really? The face has no hitbox during that walk? Surprising. And somehow we broke his back? So much for needing a mount. Like, for reals, it was his back, right? Yeah, head and back, so... Oh, you know, no, because we got the second Fang break earlier, didn't we? So, yeah, we broke his back from ground level somehow. I don't know which hitbox was counted as being part of the back, but hey, I'll take it. And he's enraged right now, and he only just enraged. I don't know why I swapped over the Sonics. They're of no use to us right now. So, our only breaks left are his chest and each of his claws. So those are the breaks that we need to be working on. The chest would be especially important if we were using an element weapon, but we aren't. And that's because once his chest is broken, he becomes weaker to element damage. Like, not to the point where you should definitely for sure bring elements, but it's something worthy of note. if you did bring an element weapon, breaking the chest as early as possible will help you do as much damage as possible. I'm glad that waited until after our Unhinged Spirit went off. We're going to need to make more Mega Potions pretty soon. All right, buddy, where are you going? Okay, just over here. That's fine. We can handle that. I should not have hit that one last time. That was a bad plan. Oh, he's out of rage, but Sonics don't work when he's already done it. If they did, that would make the window way too huge. So I get why they made it so that you have to do it while he's still sucking in air. Still. Oh, someone just really wants me to get some great chest damage in right now. And now he's angry. For some reason. You've got no one to blame but yourself, buddy. You're the one who just sat there letting me go to town on your chest. How did that miss me? Like, I was right in front of him, and he was targeting me specifically because my cats were both gone. And yet he still missed. Is his eyesight that bad? Honestly, I think it's more to do with the fact that I was probably, like, under his face instead of in front of it. He almost popped up under me there. That would have been bad for my health. Yeah, let's drink this. Thankfully, we can dive right through pressure waves. Ow. I find it interesting that Joe's stomp has a longer tremor range than a Cantor's body slam. Because a Cantor is much bigger and heavier than Joe. And yet, his tremors don't go as far. Ow. If that ledge wasn't there, we might have been able to keep going at a faster clip, but the transition to the jump feels like it takes some time. That poor cat. And again with this, huh? Shame you can't hit me when I'm here, huh? So you can tremor me. Ooh, someone's out of rage. Ooh, please go to a corner. Please. I beg of you. Did I grab that sparkly from the last one? He's not going to a corner. I'm curious. Yes, I did grab the sparkly. Okay. Pissed. Rar to you too, buddy. Go ahead and plop your chin on down. Ooh, there goes one claw. Unfortunately, we are on the absolute wrong side to be able to do more belly damage. And we're also too low on sharpness to do much damage anyway. I mean, it's not that we do nothing. It's just our damage output is cut by a pretty decent margin when we're in blue rather than purple. About 15%. So all things considered, it's not the worst. But bouncing off of more things and doing less damage, both of those things together make it significantly less than ideal. Why didn't I jump off the platform there? Why did I just run off it? And that would be the belly break. I am not getting mount hits. Ow. Darn tail. And again with the not mount hits. Got one mount hit there. And he's just left rage again. Not a mount, but I'll take it. And there's the last break. So this guy ought to die pretty soon. A Cantor is one of those monsters who, once you've gotten all the breaks, he usually doesn't have that much left in him. Ow. Of course, I could be wrong. It's always possible that I have just done an amazing job in targeting the breakables. Though I don't believe that to be the case. And I don't know why I got my Sonics ready, because he is still raging. Alright, have fun over there. I'll join you in a bit. You can, you take a faster path than I do, and you walk a little faster. Don't know what you were going there for, but hey, I prefer fighting you on this side of the arena anyway. Okay, this is a pretty good place for you to slide to a halt. Would have been better if I was still in Valor. And he's going right back there. I ought to carve his tail soon, because if he dies over here, I am going to be upset about it, because over here is not close to his tail. And I don't want to miss out on carves. Of course, what I could do is just, oh, I don't know, not fight him over here. But I feel like if he's just going to give me an opening to do some damage, it's only polite to take it. So, I dare say, well, once he points back this way, it'll be flash times that I can just safely work on carving the tail. Not completely safely, mind you, but relatively safely. Oh, that's right, he doesn't stay blind very long. It's pretty much just to flinch him out of a move. Like this inexorable march. Well, we got the mount hit. Ooh, we get to Sonic him again. Let me find my Sonics. There we go. And now we just get to do free damage. And we don't care what we hit as long as we're doing damage because we've broken everything. That's right, buddy. You don't even get to finish your roar. I was kind of hoping I would get a parry there, but nope. Dang it. Oh, I lost Valor and didn't realize it. I tried to parry the sweep, but got hit instead because we weren't in Valor, and thus parrying was impossible. Alright, he's going to the middle. We don't care about that. In fact, this is how much we don't care about that. Should have used the mini-wets, though. That's what they're there for. Well, we flinched him out of the dig, but it still hit us with the little bat. Okay, he's just trying to pop up under us. That's fine, as long as we don't get hit by these little sploders. Wish I had my weapon already put away and had my Sonics ready. Would have been nice. Could have gotten a third Sparkly, potentially. I actually don't know if he can give 3 Sparklies. I know he can give 2. But while Bracky can give 3 Sparklies, not all monsters can. So, yeah. Please go to a corner if you would be so kind. Nope, he just wants to pop up under me, but he's a little too slow for that. And now he's angry again, but we don't care. Ooh, that was close. I'm actually a little surprised we haven't gotten a second mount yet. Let's go ahead and just hold this right here. Okay, now we're safe. There we go. I think I'm going to try being cheeky once this mount ends. Hopefully it'll pay off. So there's that. And a kick. Okay. Because mounts cannot kill monsters, but they can leave them at 1 HP. And if it did and I kicked a Cantor to death, I would have laughed. So clearly he had more health left than I was expecting when I finished breaking all of his stuff. That's fine. There's not really a whole lot he can do to us, and there is a whole lot we can do to him. Like that. Ow. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is he's not going to card us 3 times before he dies. Not going to happen. Once, maybe. Twice, unlikely. 3 times, no. Not unless I start sucking real hard. Which, sure, it's possible, but I'm familiar enough with a Cantor that I really do not expect it to happen. Because he happens to share a skeleton with one of my favorite monsters. That being Ukanlos. Plus, I've fought him in several games by now. And he hasn't changed a whole lot between them. With the first Cantor I ever fought, having been in Portable third, and then the second in Monster Hunter 4, I believe. It was in 4, right? Yeah. And the third being in 4U, of course. The fourth was in Freedom Unite. Actually, I might have fought him in Freedom Unite before I fought him. No, that was after 4. So Freedom Unite was next, and then I fought him in Gen, and then in Gen U. So Cantor and I go way back. I fought him in many of the games he's been in. Not all. I never played Portable Second. Or rather, Freedom 2. Never played it. No matter what you want to call it. And I don't think he was in DOS, but I could be wrong. But I definitely never played DOS either. Earliest Monster Hunter game I've played was Freedom Unite. But I've fought him in every game he's been in since then. And yeah, he has never had very significant changes. Like, he's had some. But the fight's been generally similar since. Not many changes. Just a few new moves. Nothing that really shakes up the way things go down. For reals, though, he should be dying pretty soon here. I'd prefer for him to not be on the lava when it happens, but honestly, as long as he dies, I don't care too much where he is. We just got hit by that little lava spout, which is something that only very rarely happens on this map. Getting hit by it, that is. I don't know how often the lava spouts actually go. I just know that they're typically very far out of the way, not near where you actually fight things. And also, hooray, a Cantor down. Let's see what kinds of goodies we get. Cortex, Shard, Great Fang, and a Conquest Sphere. Hooray, I think that's my third. But I mean, having more of them doesn't hurt. In fact, it's quite nice. Yeah, he definitely is a toothy fella. All right, take me home. Show me what I got. Not a whole lot of interesting things. That's literally a worse version of the rare 7 talisman that I was using before I swapped to Weak X. Loses a point of fast charge in 2 slots. Totally worth the 2 rarity level upgrade. But hey, whatever. That's it for this episode. Join us next time when we fight yet another post-game monster. See you then, friends.